Welcome to Multinet 3D. In this tutorial, we are going to be teaching about interior decoration of using some of these features to create something fantastic about interior. So stay tuned as we enter into the program one after the other and create something fantastic for you to be with us. So what you do, this is 2023. What we do here now is that we create a new project by clicking new. So say don't save because I don't have already opened one document before which I don't even need to work on. So I want to start now. So let me start my project by going to window. So the first thing I need to do is to set a window to preferences. So my preference is setting. I'm going to do that by coming to setting here. I'm changing this one to meter so that I'll be able to see clearly and let it be focused what I'm creating. So I'm going to click on save. The rendering and every other thing, I don't need it for now, so I leave it. Now let's hopefully set a project so that I'll be able to see this whenever we are coming back. Okay, so I want to say save. I want to say set projects. Click on this set project. So on this set project now, this is where I want to save my projects. I'm going to click on desktop. At the desktop, I'm clicking and open another one. So this time around, I'm calling this one Interior Maya. Interior underscore Maya. So that's what I want to do. So that is it for this. I'm going to click there. So I've set this one here now. So what did it say? Say this location of this desktop Interior Maya does not contain any project, doesn't have definition of it. So create default one or select another location. So create the first. So I've created that default workspace for that. So I'm going to say create, and I will say, so this time around I'm going to say project window. So project window now is already set. Current project is interior, so it's on the desktop. That's the location where it's been set up. So the screen is here, is going to be saved here, and that is all for what I have now. So for the screen, I might decide to change the screen name or set it for something else that I need to have. So I'll just say accept for now. So I will say save the screen as, so I'm saving the screen now here now. Scene is this is the screen, is saving a screen, but I'm setting this one now as what? As interior. That is my project. So I'm clicking on saving. So if you look at it now, it's saving into desktop, Interior Maya, then screen, which is what I've already set for the project completely. Fine. So I've set this one into space. So the screen is saving in this particular project. Now let's move to the order of the day. So I'm having this, I want to create this, I'll create a visual room for this. So that's what I want to do first before I start creating all these internal furnitures and things like that. So let's move on. So as I have done that, I'm going to click on create. So create here, I will create here. So I'm coming to, so if you have this and you are not creating interactive, make sure you click on this create interactive so that you'll be able to create things continuously. It's not that you're going to be creating on a default level. So now I want to use plain to do my work. So I'm not going to use like rectangle or things like that. So create, so I'm clicking on this, set it up. So let's see that. So I'm going to look at the width. This is the width is too big for me. I just want a normal size of the room. So I'm just going to use 5 meter by 5 meter or 5 meter by 6 meter. So that is normal standard size of the room I want to use. So everything I want to create will stay within this place. So let me just increase this one to 6 and take this one to 5. It's still the same thing, but I orientate it in different level. So you can manipulate this one by toggle this one up. So it depends on what you are doing and what you are creating. So what I need to do first is that I want to enclose this and make it like normal room so that everything will be together. Only one side is going to have a pure look of how would I call it now? So let's start. So I'm going to click on right click and say select edge. So as I've selected the edge, so I'm going to go to mesh. So edit mesh. Edit mesh, I'm going to use extrusion to do that. So click on extrusion. I will drag this up. So look at the height. The local height of this is going to be 3 meter. So you can select the height here and type 3. So you see, so that is fixed. So I'm going to cut this one halfway. I will just let it have something halfway to this third line. So I will go to this one again. I will say select the edge, go to edit mesh extrusion again, drag the blue side, so let it stop at this one. It does not matter the whatsoever. You can click here to make it 3. It's your choice. So just do the same thing here as well. So edit mesh, and you say extrusion, you do the same thing by dragging the blue, let it stop at that third one. Good. So I want to do the top one, so I click here, I will say extrusion, let it do the same thing by clicking here and say extrusion. So drag the blue one again, so that is the cover side. So if you look at it now, it brings this shape of the interior for me. Can you see? I didn't cover it. By the time I continue to develop everything, I may decide to finish it off. So that is what I'm trying to do here. So as I've done with this one now, just like click and say edit mode. So everything is in the mode now. So click here and you have this in space. So how will I continue to model what I want to model within the space, like this chair, or this flower stand, and every other thing? So I'm going to do them one after the other. For what I need to do is to create this side part, this wall side, to start to be stable first. So let's go there. So I'm going to click back here. I will say using this one. So I'm going to click here. What am I going to do? I'm going to create this one and select the layer. So I'm going to do what? Say create new layer from assigning selected objects. So layer is being created. If you toggle this one, it's off. So it's going to be stay if you leave it like that. So this one is done. If you want to say that you don't want to, you just want to be seen in it this way, this is good for you. So you can be seeing it like that. So let's create another layer completely. So I'm going to click here and say new. Now what I'm going to use here is that I'm going to use cube. So I'm using cube at this level. So I will create this one and drag it up. Good. So click finish. At this, press F so that will zoom in. F on your keyboard. Then you need to scale it down this time around a little bit. Scale it, then push it. So you are going to create only one. Then this one you are going to use it to duplicate other one that you are doing. So what am I doing here is that I'm not going to use this particular extrusion, this method this time around. I'm going to create something different. So let's see what I'm talking about in my image. I want to curve it at this edge. So I'm going to use one. I will duplicate this one to move to this side. So I'm going back here now. So what will I do? Press enter so that you have it vertically oriented. So zoom out at this level. So move, let it move to this side. So as you have done with this one, you can scale it if you want to scale it. So you can just scale it more so that it look more bigger. Good. So you push it up. Good. So now what I need to do, click here, come here and say mesh to. So insert edge loop, that's what I want to use. So click here now. I want to have this. So as I've done this one, I will say select. I will say select the face for me. Click here and select the face. So this face you select now, go to edit mesh and say extrusion again. So you extrude that face, drag this outside. You can drag it to any length as you want. It does not matter. So in as much, just put it, let it stay at that one. So this one is stay now. So we are done with this, isn't it? So let's look at the image of what we have done. So what do? We have created this side, so we can now duplicate it to this particular side. So before we now proceed to the every other one that I want to do, before we now create the background and arrange everything to suit with what we are creating. So now let's move on. We move to this one, go back to so select this and say edit mode. So I'm going to start using material to do this one. I've never start to create material for this, but I want to do material clicking for this one so that I will define this and this idea will come up in a great level. So what do? Assign material, assign new material. So you have material, Maya material here, you have shaded material, and you have for this one in place. So what will I need to do? I just want to use blend. So blend, now I'm going to click on this and click blend. So it has been opening. So what you don't need to do is to come to blend one. Blend one you have created, just click on this color. So on the color, select yellow. So you click on done, automatically change to yellow for you. So from now you can just say Ctrl Z. So let me come here so I'll be able to duplicate it very well and see what. So Ctrl D and you say move, then you move this one to this edge. Good for you. So when you say press space bar now and come to what you have created here, you see that you have this in place. So that is it. Now let us quickly create the background for this one. So how do we do that? You can at the same time use the plane references we used before. So let's use that one to create what we want to create. So click and you say create. I'm going to use plane. So I'm going to use the same thing by clicking here and say plane to be used. What happened to you? So plane is being created here. So select that. So when you select the plane, come to channel edit. So select this plane and you rotate it completely. So how do you do that? So you don't bother yourself. The rotation, click on the red, turn it red. You're going to see it here, then you adjust it to 90 degree pure. So from here now you can just pick and say move. So you move it now into that space. So first select this and come to this, adjust it to fit in, push it to the top. So expand it, the whole area. Expand this, can move it a bit, drag it, move it to go to center, be able to expand it more, drag it down, drag it up. This material assigned here, we are not going to use this material for now. We're going to get a normal brick material that are not in Maya. So we're going to do that when the time comes. So sorry, click here and say zoom to fit. That plane reference is not selecting, so what's happening? Select it on 3D here, then you drag it here so that you'll be able to fit into the position where you want it to be. So when you look at it here now, you can imagine. So this one has stayed at the background. So what does it mean? It's going to be more expanded. So what do you do now? You say scale, then you expand it at this side so that you come mark at the external side. So by the time we still want to expand the whole area, the coverage is going to be real and be realistic. So that is all. So come back to the main part where we are working. So you want to see this one now, you can so that everything will fit in. Remove this, remove this. So can you see now that, so you see the molding is coming into place. So we have created this side and this one. So let us go back and start putting the furnitures in each and every one of them. So I'm still going to toggle of this again so that I will focus my attention on this. So I turn it to template. So now, so I've done this one. Now let me start creating the silver. So click here and say cube. I'm going to click that from outside. What's the issue here? Ctrl Z. I don't need it. So like, okay, let's select it again. So create news. I want to create new something, so I want to do that here. So as I've done that, so I will just like create polygon cube. Okay, now select this in place. Now the beauty of what I want to do here is that I want to use only this one to complete this chair, except for the standing. Everything I want to do here, I want to use only one box to complete it. So let me try as much as possible and see how far. So we click here. So if you are following this tutorial, don't feel bored. So just like we try to get things done in the same way. If we're not finished in this chapter, we'll continue in the next chapter. So what I do here is that I will like scale this one. So scale it like this, push it down. You get now. So press F, that is zoom in. So what do you do next is that you use mesh. At the mesh now, you click this one, you say no, sorry, insert the edge loop. So insert the edge loop here. So are you seeing it? So you insert another edge loop here, then you insert another edge loop here. So what does it mean? Now if not finished, what does it mean is that you click here and say good. So this one is set. So what are the edge loop that you don't need? So I don't need this edge loop, this one, because I need only one. So I'm going to select it and say edge. Select this edge, sorry. Select object mode, good. Press F. Select the edge. So delete it. Select the edge, delete. Select this edge, delete. Select the edge. So those edges are gone. So what you need to face is this one. So what do you do here? Say select and say select the surface, and select the surface as well. So please press shift and select that surface. So go to edit mesh and say extrude. So extrude, now you push these two up. Can you see? So go back here and see. So you have created these two side on this one. So let's create the side one, this one and this one, before we now conclude on this middle side. So let's move back and say select this one. So we've done this one now, isn't it? So now we want to work on this one. So what do you do? Select edge again, this edge, delete it, go back to this edge, delete it as well. So now what do you do? Start doing that. So select this and say select the surface. So when you pick the surface, what will you do now? You edit and say extrude the way you used to do. Choose this red one, sorry, Ctrl Z. Okay, there's an issue to what you have selected, sorry. So we only need to select one. So here now we do extrude. Good. So select and move it. You can do the same thing here. Select this one and do extrusion as well. Extrude. Good. So when you put on the center now, sorry, when you put on the center, you get it that is okay. These are what we are expecting, which is okay. So you can go back here, select this one and say move. So move it a little bit close. Good. So select this. Now you need to work on this 3D so that you'll be able to pick the upper side. So look at this. So what have you done? So you've done this one. So you are going to work on only this edge. So select this top and select this top, shift. And what will you do? You just say extrusion, come here and say the same thing, extrusion. So you move this up. Have we not done with the chair? So we're done with that. So test what you have done. Select and say objects. So here just press 3. Can you see? So this is just the magical effect of what you have created. Press F. So now how do you now do it that those things will follow and this one will curve and this thing will be stable? So that is what we want to do now. So press 3 and return it back to 1. So when you press 1 on your keyboard, you come back to the original position. So now I want to work on this particularly, and that is what I want to do on this particular objective. So let me look at it again. This is the picture and I need to start introducing what I need to do. So now I need to pick more edge loop. So edge loop here, edge loop here, so edge loop here. Everything I have an issue. So anyway, leave the edge loop alone. If edge loop are not working, it does not matter. So you just need to break so many things so that you'll be able to have them in the condition that is more suitable. So like click here too, and then do the same thing. Introduce a lot of edge loop to this. There's a lot of edge loop to this. Edge loop here, edge loop here. So are you seeing it? So click here, edge loop here, then edge loop here. So if you press 3 now, you are going to see that it's not going to give that deformity form any longer. This form is going to be now, it's going to be more refined and more concentrated. So let's try that. Object mode, select this and press 3. Can you see that the form at these edges are now refined more than before? So that is how you work on it. So you press 1 again. So what do? We go back here, still set more edges. So mesh, edge loop. So insert edge loop. So this one is not doing for now, so it does not matter. So just introduce more edge loops so that those bits are going to be very courageous to work with. So so as you will do that, now that is where we connect things together. So that one we do that later. So select this one now and say surface, click finish. So surface have been selected. Now what do you do here? You say extrusion. So instead of us to do what's here, we are not going to work with that. What we just need to do is that we are going to work with the scale. So say scale and reduce the scale. So when the scale, you shift it a little bit up. Can you see? So you do the same thing by saying extrusion. Come back here, do extrusion again. The same scale, you reduce it again. Then this time around, you push it a little bit up. So have you seen? So now when you say select objects, then you click on this and say press 3. So when you look at it from here now, can you see that the edges are at the top and now refined, unlike the one below? So select this and say F. So can you see? So the edge at the top are now getting refined. So that is the function of Maya. So all this one you are still going to make then that everything is going to get smooth and very nice. So press 1 and press 1 back so that we continue with what we are creating. So as we are done with this one now, the edges at the below are here. So what will you do? You need to do connection. So how do you do that? You come here, let's say, and what do we do here? Modeling standard, posing, scripture, default, match, rendering, rigging, general. So basic tutorial. No, we're going to come to modeling standard. So modeling standard, this one will allow us to do a lot of things. So what do we need to do? Multi-cut face. So we cut on this. So what do we do here? We select this and we connect it together with this. Can you see? So press enter. So now if you press 3, just press escape. So if you select this one, I just want to show you. So if you set 3 down, can you imagine that bending has disappeared? So we still go back there and see select more. So now let's select this one and press 1. So what do we need now? We need to do more connections of all those things. So take your time and connect them together. So what do you do here? You come to multi-set again. Sorry, press escape, select this, then select this. So here you press Control. So we're done with this one. So we need to go back and see how we can affect this one. So select, delete. No, we're going to select the edge, delete the edges. We don't need to work with the edges at this level again. Good. So those edges are gone. So what do we need now? When you press, you still need to test so that we know what we are working with. So you see that, okay, those things are now in the proper position, accurate. So the only thing that we need now is the mid part, which is the seat area that we need to bring up so that that curve be generated. And how do we do that? Let's go there. So here, come here, press zoom to fit, then come back here and say edges. First you need to do is to like remove it from so let it come back to 1. So how do we do that? Multifacets is what you need to do. From here, connect it to this one. So you say 1, that one is there. So say press enter, connect the second one, which is here, then join it together with this, and that is press enter, that is 2. So what will you do now? Click here and then start working on each and every one of them, like this edge facet. So you select move. So what do you do there? You drag this down. Okay, so if you drag it down now, press and come here, say F. Okay, this one is done. So you select that one, the bubble part is gone. So as you are selecting all this one, what you just need to do now is that you will need to bring some of these edges up. So when you bring them up now, they will fit in with the base of what you want to do. So after you have selected this one, I think with this chair now, you are good to go wherever you want to go. So what I need to do is to select this. You select these 2 edges in the middle. What's the issue? F. So let me just say the faces. Select the faces and push it this way. Okay. So now say edge. When you select this edge, select this edge, and select this edge, and select this edge. Just push them up a bit. And you push them up a bit, you have issue with the faces, do not bother yourself about that. So this one, this faces, select faces. So this one, you can manipulate it, shift it front. Good. So I think with this now, you are good to do whatever you want to do. So let me just test this on the last bit of 1 and 3 and see. Yes, the edges are now refined. So except for the one that below that are doing another thing, so you just need to adjust that a bit. So I can just click on this, select, I will just click here and say, how am I doing here now? Mesh, edit mesh, video, so just like go back to 1. So here you need to manipulate some things, like select the edge. I want to remove the edge. I don't need it. Delete the edges completely. F. Assume their base for me. Delete this edge. Delete this edge. These edges, you don't need to delete them. So you will be able to accomplish the normal mesh of that side. So now when you say object oriented, when you press 3, you still have that problem. The problem is no more, so it's gone. So the next thing we need to work on now is our idea concerning, okay, which problem happen is at the back. We have issue at this side, so go back to objects and press 1. So what is the issue with the back side? I think we are having double things that are having issue here. So anyway, if you select edge at the back, you can just like move it a bit inside, just leave it up a bit. Can you imagine? That is where the whole problem is. So double things are causing issue. So one edge need to go. This edge need to disappear and this edge shall disappear as well. Okay, so as we're having it now, select this and say select. Now come to mesh. So what you need here to do is that you need to get something smooth. So you need to smooth it and make it more remesh. So what do you need to do? Just say smooth. Say divisible, just click like 2. Say apply. See, so the application, just let's choose 1. Apply it with 1. No, close. Return by the original selection the way it was before. So come back to mesh and you say smooth. So you click apply. Good. So this application is done now. That is what we have here. So the set of this chair is selected. So I need to move it now to the back so that I stay at where I want it to stay. Come here, select this, zoom out so I can scale it. So like what I'm watching here, good. So I'll just like scale it, push it up, arrange it, and that is it. So I need to do the base, but not in this particular tutorial. So we've gotten the first one. So the next tutorial we're going to do, we get ourselves done on the right click for what we are creating. So call to general and then bring all this to bear. So delete. So that is what we are able to create here. So we can just apply the material. Since it's the same yellow, we can just apply the same material yellow to this by clicking here and say assign. So what will you do? Assign material, just say existing one, so blend. Can you see? So it's take that, change the position of that, so you'll be able to manipulate it and adjust them around. So that is how you create your first silver on this one. So in the next, we are going to create the foot and start creating every other one. So time for watching.